The following may contain language which will be offensive to some people and inappropriate for children. The topics discussed may include drugs, alcohol, or be sexual in nature. This show is intended for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised. I'm serious. It's dirty. Really, really dirty. Still here? Then pour your favorite beverage, sit back, and let's get this fucking show started.
Fantastic Forum, assemble! You're listening to Fantastic Forum, the premier show about comic books and your live weekly commentary and conversation about the entertainment industry and everything going on around it. We are the Fantastic Forum, coming to you live and direct from from Fantastic Forum Studios, old habit, Los Angeles. Hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, as the case may be, depending on where you are in the world. And if you're not, you should stick with us. Why we take it up a notch. Yeah, the usual suspect in the building. First, he is our riddle inside of an enigma trapped in Chinese finger cuffs. You don't know him. You love him anyway. He's our silent assassin, Jay.
Hey, what's up?
Next, he is our intrepid senior reporter. He's next in line for the cowl. He is our resident Dark Knight detective. It's Oz.
I think my tequila went bad. I didn't know that was possible. But this is disgusting. Sorry.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's good tequila. It shouldn't be disgusting. Well, that's my problem. Go ahead.
Next, he's the backbone, the pillar, the strength of Fantastic Forum, our nigh invulnerable brawler and resident strongman, Moses Magnum.
Good thing about whiskey, it never goes bad.
Is that true? I think it's true. I don't know, but either way, my name is Lawrence Young. They call me Mayor Young. Welcome to Fantastic Forum. We've got a great show for you today. We're going to be talking to you all about, we're going to talk to you about Sandman / Locke Key crossover. We are going to review Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin, and we're going to bring you the latest and greatest in comic book news, along with whatever else it is that you all want to talk about. But before we do all that, we want to make sure that we thank Mr. Scott Rubin, who, without him, this show would not be possible. So thank you, Scott. Appreciate you, buddy. Yeah. So this is the point where we tell you how it is you can get down with Fantastic Forum if you want to be a part. Here's how.
Want to get in on the action? Call Fantastic Forum on Skype and join the fun. Too shy to call in? That's okay. You can join the Discord chat room available at
FantasticForum.live.
Join the party. You know you want to.
I feel like if we could just get her saying that FantasticForum.live on a loop, we get more subscribers. Because they'd just be like, wow, so sexy.
This beer tastes like how dog food smells.
You might need to stop drinking all. Like, I don't know what batch of alcohol you got into, but you should stop grabbing from of the refrigerator.
There is nothing special about this reserve.
Yeah, that's Milwaukee shit. That I got that at the 99-cent store once.
So we have our first comment.
All right.
Tiger Claw says, "What's up, Fantastic Forum? Did you watch the Disney Investors Day stream? There was so much stuff to unpack from it."
That's actually going to be our news segment, which is going to take up 90% of the show because I was not privy to this event, but Lawrence has all the news coming straight from his investors meeting with his Disney overlords.
Indeed. I just sent Fantastic Forum the notes I typed up to the presenters. So
the note was a list of everything they talked about at the Disney investors. Like, pick 5 news stories. It's like it was all just Disney, just Disney.
No,
Like,
he left out like the most important Disney announcements.
Wait.
Well, no, he left out the biggest ones because everybody knows that it's his investors meeting, so he's the one that's going to let us in on all the behind the scenes stuff that we don't really get to appreciate as the normal average consumer.
Like
So
it
the ones that pertain to my interest in particular.
What are you gonna say, Bo?
that you even picked a news story from September to talk about this Disney thing.
Yeah, I did, just because there wasn't a lot of information from the actual announcement, but that was a little bit of like, stuff that was happening from beforehand. So I was like, oh, okay, like, get a little bit of insight on what direction that particular show might have been going in. But that's all neither here nor there. We should probably just hit the news music and get into this, shouldn't we?
Oh boy.
Indeed.
Woo! Comic book news.
We should have a like
Comic book
current.
news.
Well, not like that, but like
Look, first of all, let me start by saying, yeah, there was a lot of announcements that came out of this Disney's investors meeting, Investors Day meeting, and we're not going to get to cover it all here. So if we don't get to the story or the part that you want to hear, and you want the Fantastic Forum to talk more about this, let us know in the comments so that we know what it is you want us to talk about, or if you want us to dedicate like an entire special or something to just that, let us know, because we just need to know that you all want that to happen for us to like put the time into making it. Otherwise, of course, we'll be talking about it here. We got a lot of announcements or whatnot. Jay, what was something what did I apparently not highlight that was specific to your interest?
Well, the two animated shows, Star Wars Visions,
Mm-hmm.
and The Bad Batch.
Okay. Both of those were on my list.
They weren't in the text you sent.
They were.
No, I checked. I looked for them.
and,
Okay.
Remember, I texted back were our Bad Batch and Visions available for choosing.
Yeah. No, look, I bet you if you look at it again, you'll see it. Because I promise you, like I know Bad Batch was in there only because I'm excited for Bad Batch. Like as soon as I watched season 7 and saw those characters, I fell in love instantly. Like I got friggin' 2 Bad Batch figures on pre-order already.
Yeah, I'm not that interested in the Bad Batch.
Oh, what the hell? What are you talking? What were you just saying? What?
I do like Clone Wars though, and I do want more of that. So I'll take Bad Batch if it means I get to go back to Clone Wars.
I'm looking at
It's amazing.
I'm looking at
It's amazing that they went back to the Clone Wars art style, and I don't have to deal with that cartoony Rebels.
Gotcha. What do you think? Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm looking at the text.
Yeah, go ahead, Oz.
I'm looking at the text right here. There's no Bad Batch here. You did get Visions, but there's no Bad Batch.
I promise you, Bad Batch is there. Like you both look. Well, go ahead.
I'm
Mo.
looking.
Art of Lucas on Instagram says, damn it. Oh, he says, I'm most excited for the Fantastic Four announcement. But he also commented on our picture. He goes, hey, I recognize that reporter from our little promo picture with the news guy with the bubble.
Yeah, who's the reporter, Mo?
It's John Beard. He was on Fox 11 News, 10 o'clock at night for 30 years, but he's also a star of Spider-Man, the animated series. So I use that picture of him.
Nice.
News guy.
Nice.
Is he making a cameo in Spider-Man 3?
I wish. That would be awesome. I would love to see that guy. I love that guy. He was a Navy Corps medic.
I saw. Was he really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I saw somebody saying like he's like, do I have to watch like Spider-Man 1 through 3 and Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 to understand what's happening in Spider-Man 3? And I
No,
was like, that's hilarious.
my favorite one was somebody said it's been announced that Tom Holland will cameo in Spider-Man 3.
Black Compact in chat says, I'm making a cameo in Spider-Man 3.
There, listen, I believe it, man. I believe it. Listen, or Panda or both are probably in Spider-Man 3 as well. That's like, man, it's going to be something.
Tiger Claw chat says 10 Star Wars shows got announced, as well as 2 new Star Wars movies. That's a lot of Star Wars.
It is. And keeping in mind that it's not all happening at once. It's 10 shows and 2 movies over the course of the next like 3 or 4 years. So
and one of those movies is important.
Which movie is important and which one is unimportant, Joe?
The Ahsoka movie is important.
That's a TV show, isn't
No,
it?
the Ahsoka's a series.
Is it a series?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's one's important.
yeah. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. You can make an argument that like the Mandalorian doesn't feel as much like a TV show as it does like kind of mini movies. But you know, Ahsoka very well might feel like literally a movie chopped up into pieces. It might. I don't know.
She leads media. The show puts her in the lead for most pieces of media.
Yeah, I did see that, right? That because she was tied to what, Boba Fett?
Right. She was tied with Boba Fett, but now she pulls ahead.
Boba Fett.
I mean, are you gonna make fun of Boba Fett? Like, dude.
And, yeah, when he put on that tiny old armor, like he was wearing a child set.
It's almost like he had too much boba and feta cheese.
Tiger Con Chat says one of the movies that got announced is Rogue Squadron, directed by Patty Jenkins.
Yeah.
Apparently, she's wanted to make a fighter pilot movie for a while. I think her dad was a fighter pilot.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you know, if she's in the Warner section, maybe she could have worked on a Green Lantern movie. But whatever, that's neither here or there.
Well, listen,
she kind of didn't she do one with Steve Trevor?
I mean, it had a scene.
Look, she did it.
She did.
Check that off the bucket list.
I will say that the amount of like aerial combat we got in Wonder Woman is about the same amount that you probably would or should get in a Green Lantern movie. Like, you don't want Top Gun with a Green Lantern ring at the end. I know that. That's that bull. Like, better to do Rogue Squadron. Yeah, like that makes more sense. That's more the speed that she's looking for. So that's cool. But yeah, I mean, ton of announcements coming out. I know for me, like, Ahsoka was definitely a big deal for me because I was like, man, that's going to be really cool and interesting. Another announcement, a series announcement that I was like, man, like I can't wait to see more about this is The Acolyte. And The Acolyte is supposed to be like a series that kind of deals with more of the dark side of the Force, and like somebody that is, you know, either a potential apprentice of the dark side. Like, obviously there's not a lot of details yet, but everybody, like, from what they've said, it's basically talking. The subject matter is going to be somebody that delves into the dark side. So, you know, there's speculation in regards to whether that might be like, we might actually get some backstory on Darth Plagueis on this one, or maybe see a young Palpatine, or, you know, but nobody knows. Like, we'll have to see. But just the fact that they're talking about dark side stuff is really interesting, and that's some more stuff I think that they said might happen, like might be placed towards the end of the High Republic era. So, yeah,
Is anyone looking forward to the Obi-Wan thing?
No.
I am.
That when they announced that, it just showed that not Patty Jenkins, Kathleen Kennedy doesn't know Star Wars.
What? Like what? Why? What's wrong with the Obi-Wan series?
She referred to it as the rematch of the century, when I was led to believe that Darth Vader and Obi-Wan didn't square off again until A New Hope.
Why is the because you're saying the rematch of the century between
That's how she referred to it when she announced that what's his face was going to reprise his role as Darth
Hayden
Vader,
Christensen.
that it was that show was going to present the rematch of the century, and it's like, well, I mean that. I agree the fight that they had in A New Hope wasn't very interesting, but
I like
it. You should see the remake of it.
I've
seen it. I like it too, but I think you know, in the context of like how they fought these two like really powerful dudes, it's almost like, to me, I see it like they're holding. There's like a lot of unseen force energy going that's kind of holding them in place, you know?
Right, especially since
like
movie. Like I knock it a little bit now because of everything else we have, but
yeah,
for what it was when it came out, and even decades after it came out,
look,
yeah,
that wasn't even like the climax, or was? Yeah, I guess it kind of was, right? Like halfway through.
It's not the climax. It's definitely early. It's early in the movie.
It's a plot device, and
the Rogue Squadron at the end is the climax.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I mean, I think the Obi-Wan series has a lot of potential to be really good. I don't know why you all like.
Look, I don't trust
aren't
Disney
excited about it.
I don't trust Disney to make good Star Wars.
What are you talking? Like, The Mandalorian is Disney.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but you know,
Mandalorian is mostly Favreau.
Filoni.
What's that have to do? Like, what? I don't understand. Like, what? Why do you feel like those people might not be involved in this at all?
I feel Kathleen Kennedy is like a proto Lucas in his let me change shit years. And I don't know that the more she has a hand in it, the less I like it. And
like
I know she's listed as a producer in The Mandalorian, but that's because she's kind of the head of that section of Disney, so they put her name on everything. But it seems like, oh yeah, but they putting her name is different than her actually having a hand, and it feels like she's sinking her claws into other properties.
I don't think Kennedy is not a creative. Like, she doesn't make anything.
I agree.
She hires people to make stuff.
Well, I'll hold off until it comes out and see what we get. I just don't trust her.
I don't think you need Hayden Christensen as Vader, for one.
I mean, okay, but I mean, it's not like, well, okay, like you just don't want him in the suit.
And I don't need him. Like, if we're gonna do a series with Vader in it, like, did they talk about what's his name? Fuck, damn it.
Lion King guy.
Yeah, Mufasa.
Oh, James Earl Jones.
Yeah, sorry, it's COVID confusion. You know, have they talked about him doing the voice yet?
Yeah, not that I know.
Yeah, see, that's what you got to lead with. When I Hayden Christensen, you know.
Don't forget, what's the point of having Hayden Christensen when at the point that this show takes place, he's full on Darth Vader? Can't really take off the hood, and the voice isn't going to sound like what it's supposed to sound like once he becomes Darth Vader. That James Earl voice.
How do you know it won't be
Jones? He's still alive.
How do you know it won't be flashbacks?
Because they back as Darth Vader, not Anakin. They specifically said he's coming to play Darth Vader.
Okay, but I guess what I'm saying is,
like there was like a day where he was human Darth Vader before he got burned up.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Flash
okay.
back to him seeing Obi-Wan saying, "I got the high ground," and you hear his internal monologue. "I'll show you high ground." Flippy time.
Really, I'm
Huh?
just a big Obi-Wan fan.
Yeah.
Like, there are certain things about him that I find intensely interesting. Mainly him and Darth Maul, like their whole dynamic. I love that.
Yeah.
Like, you might not get any of that.
Right.
That's not true. How do you know?
We don't know they're not going to get any of that. But the focus seems to be like it's going to be him and Vader. And that's not a, I don't think that's a story that off the bat I'm interested in. Like, I'll watch it and see if it interests me. But just off the top, I don't find it that interesting.
Yeah, if you want to make Obi-Wan interesting at this point in his life, you have the Mandalorian show up and hand off Grogu.
You
Then
know,
I'm in.
what I actually would find interesting is if he was the star of the Cloak and Dagger show. Like, him doing Cloak and Dagger stuff is actually pretty good. Like,
How you said the Cloak and Dagger show?
one
What
with the
are you talking about? Actual Cloak and Dagger, or what are you talking about?
no, they said one of the Star Wars shows is going to be like a kind of a spy thriller.
Oh, you're talking about Andor.
Yeah.
Okay.
If Obi-Wan was that, I think I would be interested in both of those. Like,
See, and okay, go ahead. Miles.
That's another show that, I mean, like, we know the guy's dead. We know how he died. It was a great death. I mean, dude died with honor. I don't need any more from him.
See, I don't know, man. I guess I don't know. I feel like Star Wars has such a rich history and world, and we know this because all these people cried and whined that all the legend stuff was going away, all the extended universe stuff, right?
Right.
And it feels like all this stuff that they're making now that they announced is all stuff that is like doing expanded universe type things. You know what I mean?
But it's not doing what we already know and love.
Well, no, but I'm not saying that, it's going to be the same as it was before. But what I am saying is it's literally not like, okay, well, here's another Skywalker story. But it's in Star Wars universe, and it's like The Mandalorian. It looks like it's stuff that might expand on what we already know, but take us in some places that we haven't seen before. So, I mean, what's the downside of that?
You keep saying that, but all except for maybe the Acolyte, all this takes place in like the same 30-year Skywalker era. In fact, one of the big shows announced, the Obi-Wan show, is still technically a Skywalker saga show because you're shoving in Darth Vader into that story. Rogue Squadron, I mean, that was all around that New Hope era.
I don't think we know what Rogue Squadron is going to be necessarily.
Rogue Squadron is actually kind of promising because it might be is that the one that the dude from the movie is going to be in? Is that what it is?
The dude from Rogue is in Andor, which is supposed to be a spy thriller, not Rogue Squadron.
Okay, so yeah, I think Rogue Squadron might actually be more like what we like from before. Like, I think that's why that one is a little more shrouded in mystery, if you will.
I mean, you could be right. I'm just saying, like, technically at this point, we don't know what it's going to be.
I do have an announcement. I'm surprised, Lawrence, you haven't gotten to this because I know you have maybe you're under NDA. So you know what? I've said.
Well, he's actually a producer on it because of his 51% shareholder status.
I said enough. Mayor has no knowledge of this. I investigated this on my own. That's why I am the investigator supreme. The Taika Waititi movie, no details were given in this investor movie, but I have done the research. I've figured it out. we're getting Darth Jar Jar.
Darth Jar Jar.
Yeah,
Darth,
look, you're telling me that
Darth
doesn't sound like a Waititi movie?
it does.
Okay.
So Tiger Khan chat says they announced a show called Rangers of the New Republic, which I'm interested in that.
Which I got.
Why are you interested in that?
I'm interested in just the New Republic in general.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that confused me a little bit because they had also announced Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, and I wondered what they're doing in the New Republic.
I'm actually half excited about Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. I'm like, what's that gonna be like? It might be terrible, but it might be good. Who knows? Anyway,
it's gonna be like the Chipmunks.
Can I talk about some Marvel stuff now?
No, I still got.
Yeah, this whole segment has been Disney. Go ahead.
No, Disney and Marvel aren't the same thing.
Go ahead. Cash your check.
Wait, hold on.
Oh boy.
I would like to see more Shadows of the Empire stuff. I've been saying this for a while.
Yeah.
I think that would have been a good show to announce here. Larry, any thoughts on that?
Shadows of the Empire takes place between Empire and Return, right?
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I would watch that show easy. And it feels like the kind of thing, like, I could totally see at some point, like, Disney getting to that and just saying, like, oh, you know what? People have been, this has a rabid fan base, like a cult following that people would like to see it. Now, if you want to talk about something that I would be afraid that Disney would mess up, that's one of it. That's one thing. Just because I would totally feel like, because the only people that know what that is know, like, what the game does and how it does it and the characters, and anything that strays from that, they're gonna be unhappy with. And I totally feel like Disney would stray from it. They're not gonna do it like a direct or a relatively direct adaptation of that story. So I would say probably their best bet's probably to stay away from it, but at some point somebody's gonna bring it up, I bet you, because they're gonna need good Star Wars stories, and that's a good one. So,
or at least bringing back Dash Rendar.
I mean, would you be okay with just a Dash Rendar cameo, just randomly?
I mean, we got it in Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah?
Yeah, his ship was in it, in one of those ships that came out. So I want to see that Luke clone now.
Okay.
So,
be careful what you wish for, Mo, because it might happen.
Well, if he comes out in The Mandalorian, then it's gonna be great. But if he comes out in what can we use here? Andor.
I'm telling you, look, you say that now, y'all all are gonna love that Andor show. Watch.
I ain't gonna love shit.
You will. It's okay.
Before
Just like you didn't like Marvel Conan, right? No.
Look, the people don't know that yet, Larry. Stop teasing our Fantastic Four one shots coming soon. Subscribe, like, and hit the bell.
Hit the bell notification.
Before we move on to Marvel, we got a Tiger Con chat says what got me into Star Wars was the spaceship. So having a X-wing pilots movie about the X-wing pilots is right up my alley, because that's the one thing I remember about Star Wars as a kid, the spaceships. Growing up as a kid in the 80s with a learning disability and seeing Star Wars for the first time, a movie that is an attention getter with all the lasers and spaceships.
I was going to make fun of Tiger Claw for that first statement, but you know what? Those spaceships are really dope. And the fact that they, going back to The Mandalorian, like how they actually like take time to take care to the design of these.
Yeah.
And even something, they could just give you something that you've seen already, but they actually design new things based around those designs, where they would be at this time is actually something that really is a testament to the Mandalorian. And
yeah,
no,
Tiger Claw's got a point right there, man. Those spaceships, those toys for those spaceships were some of my favorites too. Even like feels Star Destroyer and shit, you know?
As you say that, which I agree, I have to point out that Moff Gideon's ship looks like a butt plug, right? We all agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Moff Gideon's ship looks like a butt plug.
Yeah, that's because he's an asshole, though.
Is it? I mean, it's a relatively standard Imperial, like Star Destroyer-ish kind of design.
It's flared. It's flared so that when it goes out, like when it goes into the wormhole, it doesn't back right out.
Got it. What were you gonna say, Jay?
I was just gonna ask if you're including like A-wings when you say those ships are cool.
Even the uncool ones.
A-wings, look, here's the thing. A-wings are probably some of the most like physically like accurate ones that you would get there. You know, like they're built for speed and aerodynamicism. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're the cool lame ones.
But
you don't need to be aerodynamic in space.
I'm sorry, say that again. Though?
You don't need to be aerodynamic in space.
Yeah, but when we see A-wings a lot, they're like within an atmosphere.
Real quick, Black Compact in chat says I have to agree with Oz.
What you agreeing with Oz about?
The butt plug.
I'm not sure.
Oh, the butt plug. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, man. I look. The ships are awesome. Yeah, I feel like there was something else I was going to say about. Oh, you know what? I don't need to say that. That's fine. You know what else we should talk about before we get into some Marvel stuff too is another thing that they announced at Disney Investor Day is that they're going to do an Alien miniseries. That's going to be, I think it's slated for FX, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Or Alien, I guess is better the way I think it is. I don't know, is it Alien or Aliens? I don't even remember.
It doesn't matter at this point. It's
Disney. So you're not happy about that?
Look, I can never be happy about that when you won't even talk about Why the Last Man at the Disney Investors thing.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I won't talk about it. Why won't I talk about it?
Because you just want to talk about Star Wars and Marvel.
Listen, I asked you all what you want to talk about. You didn't say Why the Last Man.
Yeah, but it's funnier if I'm mad at you. Like, this is the point where people decide to hit the bell. Like, oh shit, they're gonna beef it. They're gonna beef it. Yeah.
It's like, what?
I know. I didn't say Why the Last Man because I didn't get into the comic.
I mean, Why the Last Man is a classic.
Yeah, it's a classic.
I haven't read it.
I'm sure,
but it's a classic.
Like, it might get good after the beginning, but the beginning is kind of garbage.
Oh yeah, you gotta get past that first 6 issues. I mean, not that it's like a hump to get over, but
I don't feel like the first 6
issues. But I mean, when you start dealing with the other males that were astronauts in space, like that were in orbit, like when all the shit went down, like it starts getting crazy.
Spoilers.
Yeah, 20-year-old spoilers.
20-year-old spoilers.
Yeah,
that's what kind of spoilers? They stink more. They've been out too long. Yeah, man. But yeah, so you know, like you feel like this Alien show is going to be drastically different.
I think it's going to be okay. I don't really care. Like, I mean, I love Alien. I love the thing about Alien is that they try to explain a lot more and more, and the beauty of it was the unknown aspect. So with a series, you have to like explore more of what it is, and as much as I like Prometheus, it still leaves enough questions that are bigger questions that they never really get to. So I don't think this is going to get to that, but
Also, this series is going to take place on Earth, and one of the things about the Alien movies was being up there in space alone and helpless,
where nobody can hear you scream.
Right. And now you're doing it on Earth. It's like, well, it's Alien versus Predator all over again.
Yeah, well, if you've lived in 2020, you're alone and helpless on Earth too.
The thing is, it would make sense to it doesn't not make sense to have a series on Earth. As long as not too many people know about it, because in Alien, the whole reason the reason they get fucked is because Weyland Yutani knows about the creature and they want it. They want to bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
So it being on Earth would mean, someone could find out about it enough to know that they want more of them.
As long as they explain whatever happened to the Predator's xenomorph, that's all I care about. I've had that question for years.
The Predator's xenomorph from the AVP joint?
Yeah.
There's YouTube videos about it.
It blew up.
No, it's dead?
Yeah. They nuked that whole area.
But I mean, you can
Everyone in that area died.
R.I.P. Grogu.
All right.
Sorry, that's Generations Grogu.
Another thing Larry doesn't care about from the Disney thing was the Firefly reboot.
I'm sorry, Firefly reboot?
Yeah. There's rumors about it. No, there's rumors about it, but there's rumors.
If Disney was doing a Firefly reboot, that would be amazing.
I mean, you can't say stuff like that because then I won't watch the original.
Wait, you haven't seen the original at all?
No, I was out to see when it came out.
Yeah, but I mean,
this will act like you just washed up on the shore.
Luckily,
this will said that joint like he ain't been on land for the past I don't know how many decades. Like I hate him so much for this. I hate him.
Luckily, Joe is a subscriber to our Patreon, and he gets to get all the episodes of Two Dicks on Two Dicks. I mean, Two Dicks on Two Dicks. Oh. And we talk about Firefly a lot there.
I will send you the series on DVD because I don't think it's on Blu-ray. You have to watch it. It's
good. I keep telling him.
Did you at least watch the movie?
It's on Tubi.
No, I didn't. Oh, it's on Tubi?
I think so.
Oh, you didn't watch Serenity?
Why does it matter if it's on Tubi?
Because it's free.
Yeah, then I can watch it for free. And I don't have to rush and watch it before my Hulu runs out.
Okay. So I'll say this. Don't make the mistake that I made because I too, for a long time, didn't see Firefly. But I saw Serenity and I realized that was a TV show. So I went back and watched the show. Amazing, but the chronological order is you got to watch the show and then the movie because some stuff was kind of a little bit spoilerish because I'd seen the movie before the show. Watch the show. It's only like 10 episodes, 10, 12 episodes, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. It's literally like 12 episodes.
Half a season.
It might even be 11.
Yeah, it's like half a season, dude. You can get through it quick. LA shut down. You ain't doing nothing.
Well, here's the hard part: getting past episode 5.
Why is that the hard part?
Because that's where I fall asleep.
Listen,
that's because you're high.
No, that was before I was high.
Also, too, you should make sure. I don't know what, Firefly is similar, or at least sometimes, depending on where it is, has those same kind of issues like they had on Disney Plus, where some of those shows were put up in the wrong order. You want to make sure that you watch the shows in the proper order. So you want to get the episode titles and watch it in the order they tell you. That's the.
Does Tubi order them by air date or by actual episode order? Because if you buy the DVD set, they're numbered in the proper order.
Tubi doesn't have a number.
A Black Compact in chat says Serenity was dope.
Yeah.
A Big Man CGS says Firefly has done some great episodes and some okay ones.
I mean, they're not all. They don't all knock it out the park. That is true.
Like episode 5.
But a bad Firefly episode is I mean, to me at least, in regards to other science fiction television shows you're watching, I feel like there's some sci-fi television shows that wish they could be a bad episode of Firefly. You know, like they don't ever reach that.
I would say.
Let me ask
What?
you. I know
Uh-huh.
you watched Defiance. Is a Firefly better than, like, what's better, that or
Firefly.
Defiance?
Firefly.
From what I've seen of Firefly, I've definitely seen more Defiance than Firefly. Defiance is cool, but Firefly, if Firefly would have gotten to as many seasons as Defiance is, you would have seen how much better it is. But I do like Defiance's like open world, like it's open world television essentially. Like you get this world building because of the game aspect and the congruence between the two. But with Defiance, you lost that halfway through the second season, so it gets a little. You know, I would go. You know, the safe answer is Firefly. I know I never fell asleep during any Defiance episodes.
Okay.
Fireflies are answer.
Larry didn't even watch Defiance.
Firefly better
No.
because it has character development.
Yeah, I mean, if you like
the
that,
development in Defiance.
yeah. But you know, Big Man CJS didn't see Defiance.
Firefly, like, Defiance felt like they were trying to make a space western, where Firefly was absolutely from beginning to end a space western. There's no question. Where Defiance tried, they did some things good. They think some things could have been done better, but Defiance was okay. Firefly, it to this day, it boggles my mind that it was canceled after half a season.
If you ever get a like Borderlands TV show or a Fallout TV show, they're just going to be a ripoff of Defiance.
Big Man says, I watched 2 seasons of Defiance.
Well, there you go. Man.
Don't I feel stupid?
So let's get to Marvel. What's Marvel doing?
I mean, a lot of what they talked about was stuff that we already knew was happening, even though it was nice to see, you know, some additional, you know, I guess like footage and like get a little bit of additional information of some of that stuff. Things like What If and like, you know, Miss Marvel series and things like that.
Looks amazing.
Say again?
Like What If looks amazing.
Yeah, no. What if is going to be pretty cool. It's going to be pretty cool. They did announce, of course, like they also, I guess, confirmed that they are going to do like Fantastic Four, and that's coming in the next couple of years or so. Which again, we knew that was good. Say again?
They didn't show footage or really give any details, so
right.
It's hard to get excited.
Well, I mean, but it's one of those things where technically we're all like, oh, we know they're going to do it. We just don't know when. And so to get the official, like, okay, it is going to happen, is interesting, and at least to me, just because it's one of those things where I know that there were people that were like, are they going to come out the gate with Fantastic Four first, or they're going to do X-Men first, or what, you know? And so
Johnny Storm White. Like, I need to know this.
Look, listen, it's Disney Marvel, so you know he'll be white. You know he'll be white.
Also flaming. Very flaming. So hard.
They did also announce the title for the new Ant-Man movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, which, you know, that's interesting. Huh?
Which tells us nothing.
Although they recast Stature.
They did recast, they did recast his daughter, which, you know, is unfortunate, though I will say she does look more like Stature. Like, she looks more like his daughter in the comic.
Who did they get instead?
Light blonde lady.
Yeah.
Girl.
What's the she's done she's the chick from the Hunter from from Supernatural.
The Hunter? Supernatural.
Yeah, she's
Winchester?
The young girl. You know she looks like Oz. You've seen Supernatural. Put 2 and 2 together here. Help me with the character name.
So it's not
Five.
so somebody that would work cheaper, I guess, is what they got.
Well, but the young lady that was in Endgame,
unknown.
right? Exactly. Like this,
but potentially she could be something else. She probably wanted more money because she'd already been in it. Felt she had a little more leverage.
I don't know. I don't think it's that at all. I think they recast her because they want to feature the character more, and the person that was the daughter in Endgame was just someone to do that scene versus someone that's like, okay, we need her to be a superhero now.
Oh,
and
like
it's not to say
like the black guy that was Thanos first.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like that. Yeah, it's unfortunate. That guy's a cool dude. I don't know that he should be the Thanos, but he was a cool dude.
Oh, she was in the Pikachu.
So, they also did confirm that Kang is going to be the villain in that joint, which I'm not.
Knew.
Huh?
We already kind of knew.
How did we know that?
Because that when they cast the dude, that's what they said, that he's gonna be in Ant-Man 3.
Oh, they did? I don't remember that. I didn't remember he was going to be an Ant-Man. I actually, I'm a little concerned by that just because I'm not sure Kang should be an Ant-Man villain. But
Yeah,
and I'm,
like, isn't he like an Avenger level villain?
oh yeah, easy.
Or that look, he's gonna be in over his head. Like that's gonna be like Thanos in Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah.
Also, when was Thanos in Guardians of the Galaxy like that?
At
The
the
first
end.
one.
Oh yeah, he was. He's the one that sent Ronin out.
No, I mean, but Thanos and the Guardians don't ever actually fight.
Yeah,
you
like
think that's what Kang's gonna do? Kang is gonna just be.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think that's. I would be shocked if that's the case. That would be cool, I guess. But then, who's gonna be the underling?
Well, Krang always gets the foot soldiers, right?
No, not Krang. Not Krang. Kang, the Conqueror.
Krang the Conqueror, that's what I said.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Tire Clyde chat says we're getting an MCU version of Secret Wars, but don't expect it to be anything like the comics. You know I don't.
I'm getting a lot of people because people thought that Kang would be the next phase Thanos or whatever you want to call him, big villain.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of people throwing the name Mephisto around, especially after the Loki trailer and some of the WandaVision stuff.
I mean, it could happen, but I don't think we'll have a good sense at all of who that villain would be at all until maybe the end of this phase. And even then, it's like it may not. Like, I don't feel like they're going to try to do what they did with phase 1 through 3. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like they're not going to try to do another Endgame. And it's like there might be a big bad eventually, but I don't know if it's going to be on the same scale.
See, I disagree.
Yeah?
I think they're going to try. As to the level of success, that is debatable, but I think they'll try.
See, I feel like that would be a mistake. It might be better just to take a phase or two off and then build back up again, like especially like
a hero age kind of thing.
That makes sense, but you forget money.
What? But you don't. That's the thing. It's like, yeah, you can make plenty. Like, you don't need that to make the money.
You might even make more. Well, I don't know. Theaters are going under. We might get to that news story. Stay tuned.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a movie where people don't have to see, 20 hours before might be a selling point to like a good part of the population. Just like it is in comics, Like it's a good jumping on point.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that they can't go back to that eventually, because I think that people after a certain amount of time will be clamoring for that again. Yeah. But as of right now, it's like, give them a break. Keep the like through lines within the characters that people are trying to see. That way.
You're explaining it too complicated for Oz. Oz, you remember your honeymoon, right? Remember, you're right in it. You pull it out, and then you just flap it a little, and then put it back in. Like this was the slap part. Yeah.
Personally, I'm waiting for Doctor Doom to become the Thanos. Like I would like to see him in sprinkled throughout the phase movies until you get the big one at the end.
See, and I feel like that could totally happen, but you have to I feel like you're going to introduce Doom in the Fantastic Four movie, which may not come for like a couple years from now.
Do you have to introduce him in the Fantastic Four movie though? You can't.
Yeah.
Like
you don't have to, but you should.
Like that's where you got to show him off. You know, like there's a lot of character, like especially if you want to get some of this like. Well, I don't know because they didn't do that with Thanos so much, but it do well. I guess if you want to see that character like that, his ties to the Fantastic Four kind of give him more of that like humanity. Like they won't have to CGI human eyes on them. You know what I mean?
No, and that's literally the whole thing. Like where it's the opposite of Thanos. Thanos is on this grand scale, and he's like this mysterious big bad that people come to know, but he's already on this grand power scale, commanding these armies in this faraway galaxy or whatever. And that's interesting and cool because we hadn't seen that before. You don't want to do that with Doom. With Doom, you want to humanize him and build him up from the Fantastic Four movie throughout all of these different phases to the point where you get like Doom holding a cosmic cube and this fool's a god, even though you saw him as like the flawed, like, the flawed man that had to become like either wear the mask or choose to wear the mask or whatever. It's like, it'll be an epic kind of thing. And here's the thing, like, I know that Tiger Claw just brought up Secret Wars. I don't know if that is going to happen or not, because, I haven't seen anything for that. But if you do build up to like the, what was that, 2017 Secret Wars? And it's literally like God Doom, like rewriting the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. Oh, dude, that would be some epic kind of stuff and would really, like, I think people's minds would be blown by that storyline.
Where I want to see Doom introduced?
Where?
One of my favorite moments with Doom was the Spider-Man comic, and there was a suicide bomber trying to take out Doom, and Spider-Man had to protect him, but he had his crimes against humanity, and it's essentially like if somebody tried to kill Kim Jong-un, but if you're a protector of the laws here and saving people, you have to save Kim Jong-un from the terrorists, and that little like. It was literally like 3 pages of Spider-Man because the story wasn't even about Doom, but it was just a MacGuffin for that movie, for that comic rather. And I'm like, man, that would be a good like to show you how he's viewed by the world without having him have to do anything,
Right.
Like
right. And look, and that can happen. Like that can be Doom before Fantastic Four. Like that can happen.
What if Doom was the little boy with the Iron Man helmet? Like Kevin Feige will just say that. Like you already seen Doom,
That's it.
They did retcon it after they said he's Peter Parker.
Yeah, they can still retcon it. Like everything after the snap is like. Oh, I'm sorry. I have a sound effect for the snaps. But let me see here.
Everything after WandaVision. WandaVision is gonna change everything.
I don't know if that's true. It could.
Do you think Vision's gonna still be around after that show?
I think so.
Or is he gonna disappear with the Pocket Universe?
I think he'll be around, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see like how it goes. I should mention, we got more information about She-Hulk. They've announced Ironheart series. They announced Moon Knight. Officially, I guess, Armor Wars. I Am Groot animated series and Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
The Armor Wars is just kind of like the pilot for Ironheart, right? Like that's all.
So.
It's just to lead to Ironheart.
I don't think so. I think it's 2 separate series.
You say that, but I doubt it.
Why do you?
It's like I think the WandaVision show is really just a prequel to the Monica Rambeau stuff.
So wait, so you're I'm saying like like Monica Rambeau is going to be in WandaVision, so
Right.
they'll introduce the character, but it's not a prequel to her. It's just
it's a prequel to having her take over the Captain Marvel moniker, just like Iron Wars is going to be a show that leads up to the Ironheart show, which is the show that they really want to do.
Pretty sure Ironheart's coming first.
No, Iron Wars is first, and then Ironheart.
Armor Wars.
Armor Wars, yes. Whatever.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one is
Disney
which.
cash grab comes
But either
before Disney
I
further
mean,
grab.
It's like why are they cash grabs though? It's like it's interesting stories about characters that I mean
It's based on interesting stories.
Oh, okay. I mean, listen, I don't imagine that the Armor Wars show with a Don Cheadle lead is going to be uninteresting. Ironheart. I mean,
adequate.
Oh boy.
Ironheart could potentially, maybe we have to see about that one. Even though her comics are good. What'd you say, Jay?
So that's going to be great.
Yeah, no, I mean, the character is really good, so I don't know why it would be a bad thing, but
Not
all
as good
that
as Moon Girl, but she's pretty good.
not as good as what?
Moon Girl.
Moon Girl.
What I want to see from Armor Wars to make it interesting to me personally is Don Cheadle versus Terrence Howard fighting it for the suit.
I don't know. Like what is this guy talking about?
That's Armor Wars averse.
He wants Multiverse of Madness. but the other show they announced that I actually am really kind of interested in is Secret Invasion, which is going to be a show centered around Nick Fury.
Now, you think Disney could help with that?
I mean, it's not going to be the Secret Invasion. Like Secret Invasion is just a title they're lifting, in the same way how Infinity War was a title they lifted. It's not going to be. I'm not, by no means am I expecting it to be an adaptation of that storyline, because you can't adapt it. You know what I'm saying? Like just the small things they've already done. Like you can't tell that same story in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So it's going to be something different.
And you're okay with that?
I mean, yeah. Like at this point, yeah. I mean, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is its own pocket thing, and I enjoy the stories they tell in there. It's like the characters, like MCU Nick Fury is a different Nick Fury, even from like he looks like Ultimate Nick Fury, but he's different from Ultimate Nick Fury. So it's like, I'm not saying like, okay, like I need Secret Invasion to play out like how it did in the comics, because it can't.
Yeah, they already made the Skrulls good guys.
Right, and this is gonna be a show about bad guy Skrulls, which even when,
no.
Why no?
No, it's not. They're gonna use that. No, it's not.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they said
the foundation of Sword. They're not like they're gonna be the heroes.
Even when Captain Marvel came out, I was saying on the show, it's like, just because you have the Skrulls generally as good doesn't mean you can't have a bad, like a splinter group of Skrulls that are bad. And that's what it's going to be.
I think that I think that's exactly what, like, you can't have at the point at the Captain Marvel movie, the Skrulls are damn near extinct. Like they've been hunted down by the Kree for years. There's not that many of them left. In fact, the ones on the Nick Fury ship that he's on is probably like that's it.
But I'm saying you're talking about a handful of Skrulls, but you're also talking about the 90s. So you're saying there can't be more Skrulls made between 1990 and 2020?
How fast do they grow?
I don't know.
And if they're raised in this one ship, I mean, they have to replace the Elder Scrolls.
Like, I mean, well, judging by Leisha, it takes 9 months to get the egg out, and then I don't know how long she has to sit on that egg.
Listen, all I'm
Wait,
saying
they have
is,
eggs? Like,
Yeah,
they literally
the
sit on
human
eggs?
torch. Yeah, the human torch fucked a scroll, and then she was pregnant, and when she gave birth, it was an egg. So then she had to sit on the egg.
listen, we're literally talking about 30 years between the scrolls we saw and now when the series is gonna come out. So there can be more scrolls, and some of them can be bad. Like it's not even like a stretch. It's literally like, yeah, like why couldn't there be more?
Super scroll, it is a stretch
Why
Now-
is it a stretch?
because he could stretch.
Oh,
well,
shoot.
then there's another aspect to what you're saying. It's a 30-year difference. Okay, I'll give you that. How long? Secret Wars was about scrolls infiltrating. How like they infiltrated for like a year and a half, 2 years?
No,
How long does it take them to mature? No,
Look,
if you go MCU, if the MCU did it, Secret Wars today, not the
Here's the thing. We might have if they would do it like the comic, we could have Robert Downey Jr. back as Iron Man.
right? But what
Because he could have been the Iron Man in Endgame, could have been a Skrull.
that's what I'm saying. Because of what they did in Captain Marvel, the scrolls that would have to be evil would not have been born yet, which means they like at what point would they have matured to adulthood and then
They don't need to mature that much.
Taken over?
I mean, let's say it's 15 years. So if it's 15 years, that's half of the 30. Then they could be replacing people 15 years from today, which that series is probably not going to take place in 2020. It'll probably take place in 2022 or something.
It could actually explain why. What's my boy's name? Clarence Howard looked like John Cheadle, because it's like I gotta look non-threatening first, and to get the high rank, and then I could get darker.
Listen,
that's why Tony Stark's like, hey, is that you? And he's like, yeah, it's me. Don't worry.
but I'm just saying, like you're saying it like it's hard. It's like as if Skrulls aren't already playing the roles of characters in these Marvel movies already. Like it's already happened. Now those Skrulls are good Skrulls, but who's to say who is and who isn't a good Skrull?
It's just one bad day.
I've been
Right.
I've been reliably informed that no Skrull is a good Skrull.
Yeah.
but all I'm saying is, like, even if they're just like the good Skrulls are putting in other Skrulls into key positions because other people need to be someplace else, like just as holding patterns. But somebody is like, well, I'm decided that I'm not down with the program anymore, and they're abusing that privilege or that power. That can be the beginning of Secret Invasion, right?
You know what I really wish though, if Secret Invasion was like the comic. This is the saddest part of it not being like the comic. Mm-hmm. Remember the ad campaign for Secret Invasion where you had like George Washington's portrait, but he had the chin. Now doing that now would be fucking dope, because you can literally just ask people, hey, you want to take part in our ad campaign, and get like the Kardashians with the Skrull chin, or know, it'd be like they'd be Kardashians and Skrulls.
Listen, if somebody told me Donald Trump's actually a Skrull, that would make things like the last 4 years to make a lot more sense.
Look, he's cold-blooded and reptilian, but he's no Skrull, man. We're Skrulls. We're better than he could ever be.
Yeah,
but
Biden
man.
Sense as a Skrull.
Yeah, hey. I can believe that.
He's a good Skrull.
Yeah. MCU Skrull.
So, listen, the fact is it's going to be different. I'm okay with it. I'm excited for it. I just want to see Samuel L. Jackson again. Huh?
Of course you're into it. As an investor, this is all just money in your bank. The rich get richer, the fans get poorer.
So
the weird thing, I was so like, when I read Secret Invasion, my favorite panel is when Jessica Drew Skrull says to Nick Fury, he loves you, because it's a religious war too. It's like a jihad, a Skrull jihad, and She goes, and he goes, who? And he goes, God. And then Nick Fury just says, my God has a hammer. Avengers Assemble. And he yells it out, not like that bitch MCU Captain America. He yells it out, and then fucking all the Avengers that aren't Skrulls fight the Avengers that are Skrulls, and it just amazing. And I think, look, I wanted to see John Walsh from America's Wolf wanted to do it because he was my dream cast for Nick Fury, but it was white old Nick Fury. But now it was Samuel L. Jackson, like he's black old Nick Fury, so he's good. He's black and old. The important part is old, I guess. But I think him saying that now, what we've seen in the MCU would be like, that page wouldn't translate now because he's a different ethnicity, and but it's like, man, he could pull that line off. That scene, he could. I feel like I've already kind of seen him pull a similar scene in the MCU in the past.
I just realized
we're not going to get that because it's Disney's Secret Invasion. There's going to be no mention of God. It's like the alien loves you. My alien has a hammer. Yeah.
I just realized Mayor Young's wearing a Firefly T-shirt, and now I'm jealous.
Hey, well, listen, that's what happens when you're a real fan.
Like
I tried about righteous gemstones.
I try, I try to hate you, but then you wear cool shirts like that, and it's like,
I'll just tell you, man. I aim to misbehave.
You can still hate him for not being buff in it.
Dang.
All learn to be buff in nerdy shirts. Now it's that time again. We got to get to these stories that we didn't get to. So rattle them off. We don't have music. Joe, get ready up for some music for music bed for stories we don't get to.
All right.
Stories we didn't have time for because Mayor Young needs to make money off his Disney investors. So I'm running out of room.
So
Mayor Young needs to generate buzz.
Dune
Hit
director.
the button. Hit the button. Hit the button. Moments passed. Too late. What were you saying?
Y'all are too much. Dune director blasts HBO or blasts Warner Brothers for the HBO Max deal. Theater stocks plummet.
Well, we kind of talked about that, how it affected the creators on that deal, and now they're commenting on it.
Right.
Nightwing and Batgirl finally get married. The only important thing about that story is I need to know why Mirka Andolfo refuses to draw the Sean Murphy costume on Batgirl.
AT&T sells Crunchyroll to Sony.
And Joker.
Joe called that one, right? Like he called the price. Like he said it was worth that. Like they didn't lowball or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Any more
anime in the US?
Wait, say that again?
No more unedited anime in the US.
Oh, because Funimation, they're going to edit it all?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sony's going to edit it all.
Sony's going to edit it all. There it is.
That's what
Joker is getting his own comic line for the first time since 1975.
Is he getting what? Now, what do you say? What does that mean?
He's getting his own series.
Ongoing?
Yeah, after Future State
by Tiny Onion.
Got it.
That's what we're calling him, right? Or did I just insult him?
No, that's a production company. Yeah, that's what the government calls him.
Tiny Onion.
It's a Tiny Onion who's also doing like some Punchline stuff, and I think he's the one that did Joker War.
Why the Last Man series?
Yeah, not going to be good.
Deadpool 30th anniversary covers are coming up, and Rob Liefeld's doing, I think, all of them, right? I think so. And let's see.
Larry, one of the things you hate, well, this story is something we didn't get to talk about even in pre-production. It just broke today. And, we all fit the weight requirement for loving Magic the Gathering. So I think it'd be interesting for all of us to hear. But
Skinny dudes don't like Magic. That's hilarious.
They play Yu-Gi-Oh.
I've
But,
played. Go ahead.
This was a heavy metal minute story that I still haven't made any of, but Mastodon was chosen to show off a new deck that they're doing that's a Viking theme, and it's kind of metal. But they also that announcement they decided to hijack it and not just give you the new cards and tell you about how they play it because they like playing Magic too, but they also announced that there's a new album in the works. They're actually recording it. They filmed the announcement while they're recording on the new album, and they all, because in quarantine there's nothing to do, they each learned how to play each other's instruments, so they all just swapped places in the band. So that new album, we don't know what that album's gonna sound like, but they've been playing Magic the Gathering and learning instruments. And they lost weight in quarantine, which is like, okay, if you're playing Magic the Gathering, but who knows? Maybe learning new drums when you're not a drummer make you burn more calories.
Magic the Gathering is intense, man. You sweat
yeah.
When you get to the tournament level, like I did, not the amateur.
Look, I remember that Magic the Gathering was Zombie Cast's Tedekin, and I was sweating. There was marbles coming rolling down my ass. Yeah. But
I defiled his beanbag chair. I don't think I ever told him.
Oh, he knew.
All the visuals are so terrible.
Look, I wish I'd have pre-produced the story better. I have a picture of Larry going like this while he's playing Magic the Gathering at the Magic the Gathering gathering.
I remember that. I think I was defeating him at the time because
Magic the Gathering, the Gathering.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, like Nia was there and she was actually like doing more damage than Lawrence. He was just like, I'm surrounded by friends, while she's actually like calculating and
she was very strategic. And Oz, man, I didn't realize how much of a beast you were at Magic the Gathering. He literally butt fucked me at Magic the Gathering.
That's how he defiled Tedekin's beanbag.
He literally just flicked off the marbles rolling down because Tedekin didn't have AC, and it was just too many fat dudes playing Magic the Gathering. Like Tedekin was the only dude that was thin there.
Yeah, I think you're right.
In those days, I was actually like doing regional tournaments and trying to get on the national team.
Oh, nice! I didn't know that.
Yeah,
man, Oz was a friggin' ringer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man. That's wild that they took over that stream for that. That's pretty I mean, I hope Wizards of the Coast was okay with it. I'm sure they got more views.
Oh yeah.
I hope they didn't get their new set didn't get drowned out.
No, they did a good job of showing it because it actually worked out. I sent Oz the video because I know he likes Magic the Gathering, and I don't know if he got to see it because this was like literally like I just got the new story like right before the show.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I got your text and I scrolled through it because I wanted to see the cards. I just saw there was a video. It's like, well, I got to set up the studio. I don't have time to watch it, but I will watch it like after the show.
They did a good job of promoting themselves and the cards, and it really I would have, as much as I like Magic the Gathering, I'm not on it like the news wise. So
yeah,
it was a good way to get me into the news for it. So
that's fair.
It worked.
Also too, I should mention that friggin' they are doing like a new Baymax joint. I'm talking about a Baymax series.
Yeah, we all know who Baymax is.
Yeah,
Big Hero 6.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where I feel really bad what they did to Big Hero 6. Like that team had potential, and
you didn't like the movie?
It's not the comic at all.
A lot of movies are not the comic. That's not
clearly. You saw where his money went.
It's more
allocated
not
in the Disney Investors Days thing.
And then also the She-Hulk series sounds like it's going to be pretty awesome.
What, is it going to be a sitcom?
Not that I know of, but they got Home Chick from Orphan Black. to
Oh,
play.
man.
Yeah, exactly. And then
She's
and
great
then
at Perry Mason.
look, and then Mark Ruffalo and Tim Roth are going to be in it. So that cast by itself.
Look, that's what I wanted. That Multiverse of Madness casting.
it's not multiverse. It's
No,
Because they were both Banner.
Ruffalo.
no, they weren't. What? He wasn't Banner.
Ruffalo is gonna.
Tim Roth is Abomination. The dude that played Abomination.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking Ed Norton. Sorry.
No, not Ed Norton.
Yeah, Ruffalo's gonna be Smart Hulk, which is stupid.
Yeah.
I hate that. And yeah, Tim Roth is an Abomination, which is the joke I was gonna do until you guys kind of like didn't you start talking to each other and fucking ruined everything. I hate you.
Tim Roth is amazing.
Yeah,
He's an Abomination.
No, I mean, but even
he doesn't look like Abomination.
he looks like Abomination.
Nah, you need those fish ears.
You know what Abomination looks like?
He has the fish ears.
Like he needs to look like his dad. Fuck that dude from the Starjammer.
Isn't Homegirl
That's
from
funny.
Open Black like tiny though?
She is.
Yeah, but that's fine.
They do. I mean, Jennifer Walters should be taller. Yes,
Definitely. When she and is she gonna get the blood transfusion? Is that how that's?
we don't know yet.
I got questions.
Larry can't tell us that.
She seems a little tiny, and what I'm worried about is that
she's no smaller than friggin' Robert Downey Jr.
Well, but here's the thing, though. Look, maybe I'm wrong because I'm not a big She-Hulk fan like that. But isn't she always like she's the smart Hulk, but a woman, right? Like she's always in that body. She doesn't like just transform into that.
No, it's different.
Like nowadays, yes. When she first started, no.
Even nowadays, I don't think like recently. I don't think she's whatchamacallit. She's not. Always. Well, yeah, she's not always She-Hulk. And also like now, like honestly, like the most recent incarnation, which I'm not sure if Immortal She-Hulk has come out yet or not, but before Immortal She-Hulk, like when she was on the Avengers, she's like a hulking Hulk. So she's not even like, like bodybuilder. She's not female bodybuilder She-Hulk. She's like Incredible Hulk She-Hulk. And then she transforms into Jennifer Walters to kind of like decompress every so often.
Okay, so my only concern, aside from the smart Hulk thing, which I hate, is that because it's going to be a lower budget, that this chick as She-Hulk in like the big, I'm worried that it's going to be CGI and it's not going to look good.
Like what? Lower budget. Like, I mean, why do you feel like Disney's running out of money?
Not that they're running out of money, but
they're not going to be worse than the Flash.
They're not gonna.
It's definitely not.
If look Flash level CGI, then it's definitely gonna be bad.
No, but that's the problem. Like Flash level CGI, like Savitar, like went from one frame CGI to another foam suit.
Here's the thing: like I could be wrong about that. I hope I'm wrong about that. That's my only concern, and which is a positive on the show. If my only concern is something that I'm probably wrong about, that's saying that this is probably going to be good, but that's still a concern that I have, and time will tell how right I am, and time has shown that I'm usually very right.
I don't this has a fuck ton of money, so they can make it look good.
Yeah, like Larry
some of the technology that they used for the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
When I tell you that shit is fucking amazing. They have the surround sound dome with like backgrounds pointed on it.
Now, why didn't they use that in the last episode?
They did.
Wait, which one was the last episode?
The last episode was the one with Bill Burr.
Oh yeah, no, the one before that, the Robert Rodriguez one.
Which one didn't look good?
It looked like Power Rangers.
Oh, you said Robert Rodriguez likes to do stuff. He likes to do stuff practical. so he didn't want to use it.
They look terrible.
I mean, it doesn't look terrible. It looked empty.
Like, I don't want to look at Star Wars and be like, oh, I've walked through there. You know?
Look, I don't want to look at the Mandalorian and see Pedro Pascal's face, but there we were. I mean,
No, but that was a good character moment.
yeah.
Well,
Hey, man, you got to watch it.
but the thing is, well, but you know, we have a precedent with the you know, the other Mandalorians that he met. You know what I mean?
Doesn't matter. That's him.
No, I don't feel like that's it. I don't think. See, but we could talk about that another time. Like, we'll
He was ready.
save that for another
Mandalorian
episode.
special. Mandalorian special coming soon. Click like,
Hit us in the-
subscribe, and hit the bell. We're doing it for
Hit us
sure.
in the comments. Hit us in the
We're doing it for
comments.
sure. We haven't gotten to any Mandalorian on the show.
It's for sure because it puts more money in Mary Young's pocket.
Yeah.
I just want to say it's not about precedent. It's about integrity.
You
Right.
gotta
Right.
watch the
Right.
show, though, Jay.
That really was not the way.
You gotta watch. You gotta watch. Don't let Oz's framing of the thing make you like think that they're jumping the shark or something. You gotta watch the show.
No, I don't think they jumped the shark. And I forget who's writing it, but Filoni is on it, so I know it's quality and that they have a quality reason.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I didn't want to see his face at all.
Filoni just like once we got the Ahsoka episode, like that's his good load. He's done.
Oh, get out of here! Look
He's
at you.
done. He's
How dare
done.
you? Listen,
Unless we get a General Thrawn or something, or
He acts like that last episode where he showed his face was not amazing.
it was amazing. Listen,
First of all, there's no Filoni good load. Like, he made Rebels, an entire series of Rebels, good.
He made a lightsaber slingshot good.
Right.
no,
like-
he didn't. Oh, you hated that for years. Don't even.
I haven't
act
seen
like that.
I haven't seen Rebels. I still hate it. But
listen.
And
I've been telling y'all since day one that you all should be watching that Rebel show because it was much better
you
than.
didn't explain it right.
The best thing Filoni did the best thing Filoni ever did was to introduce things that other people created.
All right.
What are you talking about?
And look, that's save that for the review. Save that
Let
for,
Joe talk. Let Joe talk.
It's not a lightsaber slingshot. It's more technology like the Night Sisters bows. So that is different. So
again, Larry didn't explain it right.
I've never called it a lightsaber slingshot.
but you didn't say it was like the Night Sister technology.
That's
Exactly.
true. You said that.
Listen. I'm Night Sister Technology. You. How about that?
I don't think he knows what
It's a
Night
family
Sister
show,
is.
Larry.
Oh no, I know what it is.
He knows the Night Sisters. He watched all of Clone Wars.
I did.
You were a prominent part of that.
Sons of
Hey.
Whatever. Let's go. Can we get to? I guess we got to play the review music because we're going to talk about.
Comic book.
Review.
Comic book.
Like,
Review.
well, not like that, but like
Yes. All right, Moses, talk to us about the Sandman universe, Locke Key.
I call it Sandman universe crossovers with Locke and Key.
Dang, Lack.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's basically just teaching you. It's a zero, you know. It's a
Okay.
zero. So they're basically just introducing the moon key, which is something that are gonna. But from what I understood, basically it's a story of an 1800 Locke and Key characters. I forget their names, but it's them back then in like the 1800s, and one of these kids has like a bad disease, and they take him up. It's basically like it kind of echoes some of that, like the moon is fake conspiracy, flat Earth theory, and it kind of like shows you what it really is. It's like the world's a stage, and they have the moon key to be. The moon key actually makes it the stage by going through that door, and you get to live backstage as one of the Locke family people. And yeah, they just show you that, and I was under the impression that they were going to tie that to the first issue of Sandman, because the first issue of Sandman kind of deals with Key and stuff like that too, and they kind of do, but not enough for it to be like, wow, they really like they really like took this universe and that universe and know them both well to find places where they can mesh.
Yeah.
And I don't get. I mean, I get the sense that that's what they do, but and that's what's going to happen, but not in this issue like that. Like, I guess I want the whole series now. Is what I'm trying to say. Don't give me this fucking Zero shit. Like, don't tickle my balls. Just stroke it till I'm done. You know. And
so does this issue when you say? I mean, I understand what you're saying, I guess, to a degree when you say it's a Zero issue, but I know that we've had some Zero issues that were phenomenal and felt like amazing, like backstory and setups to the series coming forward, and we've had others where it's like this just didn't need to exist.
I don't think it didn't need to exist. I mean, they're showing you that key. That's a key that you haven't really seen before.
Okay.
I don't think you've seen it at all, and it's going to play in. It's going to come into play in the future. I know a lot of the stuff they're connecting with Sandman is the first issue and the Hell Key, the shit we see in Lucifer, which the key motif plays a lot into Hell because you got to use the right key to get into the Hell dimension, which is a motif in Locke and Key, so they kind of connect. So, the way they explained it to me in one of these weird Sandman forum groups I follow is that's just me and another person. Basically, they said that this Locke and Key episode was going to kind of delve into more of the key dynamics in Sandman to kind of bridge the gap between these two universes. And I don't feel they really did that as much. It's just an introduction to the Moon Key, which is fine. I just was disappointed by what I had been described. Yeah.
So it feels like a Locke and Key issue or Locke and Key comic with maybe like the peppering, with a slight peppering of Sandman concepts, or
peppering, I would say garnish.
Garnish, got you.
It's that little green shit on the side of the steak at Bob's Big Boys that you don't eat. Like, you don't know if it's plastic or not. You know.
I love that you made it Bob's Big Boy. That's hilarious because you're right. That is where the garnish is like. You're like, okay, they're trying to be fancy, but it's like,
like I never mind.
It's not edible, sir. It's not edible. Why do you put it on my plate?
I didn't mind eating the garnish at Sizzlers, but at Bob's Big Boy, I was like, I don't think this is real. Yeah. So, but and what it is basically they just tell you what issues to read of Sandman. So there's a page and prose telling you this is what you got to read in Sandman after reading this till you get to number 1. So. We'll see where it goes. I don't know when the next one's coming out because I think this was delayed already. I think it was supposed to come out in October and it came in December, and that's why I didn't even know it was out. That's why I was so excited. I'm like, oh shit, this is COVID delayed a lot of things, and this was one of them. And as an IDW shareholder, hopefully I get to do one of the big investor days that you did. But IDW's like. I'm seeing good shit that isn't making my money grow. And I'm scared. I'm scared. Like, can we get like a Lower Decks comic, please? Yeah.
Are you looking forward to reading upcoming Sandman?
What do you mean, like? Because Sandman Universe is done.
Oh, it's done?
Yeah,
There's
it's done.
more?
That's it. It's done. That Vertigo, like that went under. Like it's DC Black now, but DC Black is just Vertigo with Black. I'm sorry, it's Vertigo with DC characters.
Yeah, Black Label, right?
Yeah,
right.
So, you're getting Sweet Tooth on DC Black, and I think you might be getting some Hellblazer or something on DC Black. But I don't. Sandman's done.
That book, that Locke and Key book, isn't even That's a DC thing. I mean, not. It's not even DC Black.
Yeah.
Regular
Yeah.
as.
Why do you all act like you've never heard of Black Label? Like, isn't it called DC Black?
No, I'm not saying no. That book that's on screen right now is not a DC Black book. It's a
It
regular.
doesn't have a DC branding on the cover.
Seriously, it's just a regular.
No, I get it. I just like the fact that you keep calling it DC Black.
So, go ahead.
Like for some reason DC tried to do Sandman universe stuff like Hellblazer, Magic was like they all had that Sandman universe banner on the top, but
Right.
they're regular DC books, and they're not what they should be.
That's unfortunate.
Some of them, Sandman universe stuff, you get good talent on it, but you get some input from Gaiman. He's like executive producer on it, like a George Lucas type. I compare it to like George Lucas to the expanded universe books. You know what I mean? And some of it works, like I said, but some of it don't. Overall, I think I'm okay with it. I know in that one, like that 2-person Sandman group that I was a part of on Facebook, like the head of the group didn't like certain aspects of things because it kind of retconny. But I mean, what do you expect when it's not Gaiman writing it, and Gaiman only has so much input. Yeah.
Now, if the group is 2 people, doesn't that make you the head of the group, or are you like an underling in that group?
No, I'm an underling. I just found it and joined it.
Okay, so the other guy didn't like it.
Yeah.
If Gaiman is like the George Lucas of the Sandman universe now, I would compare him to the Lucas going back and adding extra characters and CGI to the original trilogy.
I can see that. Yeah, it's because that's kind of how a lot of these feel. But I haven't read enough of these, so it's almost like there's too many of them. And just like original Sandman, like I'm too far behind to like. I'm glad it's over, so I can finally catch up. Like technically, I still haven't even since the age of the age of 7. I haven't finished Sandman.
Yeah, Gaiman today. It feels a lot like he's cashing a check, especially like
he's got to pay for a divorce.
My pull list has Hellblazer in it, and I'm kind of glad that it's ending. That I don't have to keep buying these books. It's just I hope it's just he is paying for his divorce now, and that he'll get back to the old Gaiman that I know and love, or used to know and love.
I don't think you're ever gonna get that.
I miss you, Gaiman. Come back.
Like, I mean, you got Lucifer the way it is. You're gonna get Sandman going like that in Netflix. Like,
yeah, and I think that's what ruined him, because he got a check for the Lucifer TV show, and realized that people don't really care what I did. They just
it's like that. Was it Robot Joe in what's that movie? AI. It's like they don't love me, they love what I do, and that's kind of how it is with comic creators. They don't love what you created, they love what they can get out of what you created.
They can't all be Alan Moore.
Look, even Alan Moore, it's like he at least has integrity. Like, I'm still not gonna be a whore.
Right. Yeah, like, I mean, there's a happy median, right? Though, like,
I don't think there is.
But isn't there? Like, what about whatchamacallit? What about Kirkman? Isn't Kirkman like a happy median?
Look, Kirkman is like the madam. Like, he's a whore, but he only fucks select clients. You know what I mean?
But I mean, that's the whole thing, though, right? Because it's not like Kirkman had a deal or wanted somebody to. He had somebody that wanted to buy his book before he got to AMC, and they were like, they respected the creative integrity of what he was trying to do.
Whether you're charging $100 an hour or $1,000 an hour, you're still a whore.
And the thing is, you still get fucked. So he's like,
I mean, I'm just talking more so about limitations, I guess. It's like I'm not sitting here saying, like, because I mean, like, all I'm saying is when you look at the Walking Dead TV show, you can see where the inspiration comes from.
But the Walking Dead TV show has been broken up into like 5 different things. Fear the Walking Dead, New Age of the Walking Dead. There's a movie coming out. It's not.
I mean, I haven't.
What it was when it started.
I haven't seen Beyond, so I don't know what that's like. But I can say Fear the Walking Dead doesn't feel like it's not Walking Dead. It's definitely not the comic, but it's not supposed to be because
it was the first knockoff, and then as you make more and more copies of the copies, the quality's going to go down, and he's just cashing checks at that point.
Is Beyond not good?
I don't know. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Probably, I haven't seen it. There's no interest in it, and to honestly, I don't think you're supposed to watch Beyond until you see the movie, because the Beyond kids are the result of what happens with Rick Grimes in the movie. From what I've heard, I could be wrong.
I don't know. Why would that? But then why would you not want? Why would they not want you to watch it if they put it out?
Because chronologically, you're supposed to watch the movie and then Beyond. But they put it out first because the show was done first, and Kirkman needs to cash a check. Which goes back to what we said when we started this whole thing.
I don't know about that.
I think Kirkman in Walking Dead is like a happy medium, like Larry says, but that's a rarity.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you.
So it's not like I can't even call it a happy medium. I can't even call it a happy medium per se, because I don't think anybody has the ability to like say, I want what he has as a creator. Like, I want the deal that he has with you. We look at Hellstrom, like the way it came out. That's another big news out of the Investor Day. They got canceled, but
that's not out of Investor Day, is it? Did they announce that?
It happened the same day.
Oh, okay.
But it's like, yeah, here's your money. We're gonna take your money out of here, put it there.
Or is it news? We knew that was happening.
But it's just not everybody gets that deal. It's very rare.
Yeah.
For it to be a happy medium, I think it would be kind of one of the marks of a standard.
Well, I guess there's a difference between being. I'm looking at it as the difference between like using as the extremes. Neil Gaiman, maybe, which I don't even know if Neil Gaiman's the extreme, but let's say he is. And then Alan Moore on the other end. It's like, obviously Kirkman has some integrity for what he wants to be putting out. And he's like he made some compromises, obviously. But at the same time, there's some things that apparently he didn't compromise on. And, like there are some things that you get from like direct from the Walking Dead book that happened in that show. Also, as another example, I was going to think, which I think this is even further, like in between Kirkman and probably Moore, Alan Moore, you have like a Todd McFarlane, who, Todd McFarlane, like he definitely, is cashing he cashed more than one check in the time that he's been doing his thing, but he obviously had like a particular, like a certain amount of integrity that he wanted to maintain with his properties. And, sure, he did like the Spawn movie, which is not, necessarily the most faithful adaptation, but at the same time, like the failings of the Spawn movie aren't as much about, honestly, it's not as much about story as it is technology. You know what I mean? It's like what was available or what was able to be done at the time. And then he also did the HBO series, which is an even more faithful adaptation of, his book or his character. So it's like, it feels like Todd is actually like slowly but surely creeping in the direction of an even, like he's getting closer and closer to his initial vision of Spawn in mass media. Because I feel like this next movie is probably going to be like as long as it's been taking for it to happen, and as many times as it's like they've kind of gone out and we're like, okay, we're almost close, and then something happens and it falls apart. It makes me feel like He's like, no, man, I need it to be good. It can't be just another comic book movie.
Maybe. I think Todd was at the point where he was starting to cash a check, and then his toys sold for $1 million. And so that might have revitalized him, you know.
But you can't say it like that.
Somebody
He's working.
told him, you know, you can't really put out your vision directly. It's not going to sell. And I feel like after he saw the numbers for his toy, which I will get soon, unboxing coming soon. On the lookout, hit buttons, but I don't know where the buttons are.
That's what your wife said.
I know where to get the batteries, so she's fine. So he saw the numbers for toys and said, like hell I can't. And so yeah, the Spawn movie might be good. But to compare McFarlane to Kirkman, now you're just on that stuff. You need to get off that popcorn.
Look, that's a whole philosophical discussion that
you need to stop giving Mayor Young whatever it is that it's too strong.
You don't even get to a Kirkman without McFarlane going first.
Yeah, but again, that's philosophical discussion that is nowhere near Sandman universe and Locke Key.
You're right.
That's a whole other show.
How did we get here? Why are we on McFarlane?
I blame Jay.
Yeah, I blame Jay because he was quiet. Jay, what did you think of Sandman universe and Locke and Key?
I didn't read it. I thought we were just. Yeah, I didn't know we were all supposed to read it. I thought we were just going to ask questions.
The fact that
I did throw that as an option. Joe, do you have any questions?
Yes, I do have a question. So the Sandman recently got turned into an audiobook. Will the Sandman Locke and Key also be an audiobook?
I can see that. I'm more I see this more as like a venture of like, okay, let's do this because Locke and Key has had a pretty successful Netflix series, and Sandman is poised to be another successful, and they could do a crossover there. So I think that's where you're going to get the other media adaptation of it. But you know, if that goes good, I mean, Joe Hill wants to talking about Nate Gaiman cashing a check. Joe Hill did it with Locke and Key on Netflix because that's way different too. And yeah, so you might get that when they both decide they want to cash a check. Larry, did you read this?
No, I did not.
Do you have questions?
I asked my questions.
Oh, okay. Can I answer them?
Yes, you did.
Oh, good.
Yes, you did. Great job, Mo.
I thought today's show was just going to be a Disney Investors Spectacular.
Well, look, if you're in the know as a Disney investor, you might be looking at IDW. I know I teased this before. I'm not insider trading, okay? Don't get the FCC on me.
Right. But FCC Mayor Young has not told us anything.
Yeah.
Any knowledge that he's gained from sitting next to Walt Disney's frozen head.
IDW has a lot of relationships with Marvel and Disney. They put out the Star Wars Adventures, the kid books, while Marvel does the more teen and up books. IDW does those. They do a lot of the Disney stuff. I mean, you might. I can
all the artist editions are out at IDW too.
Right? Exactly. Yeah, and I think I think I find it odd that it dropped from like $50 to $3 with them not doing anything different. So you might get an absorption of IDW into Disney. But again, I'm not saying this as an investor in any of these companies. I'm not saying this as a financial advisor. I'm just a self-made millionaire. Tells you,
a self-made millionaire.
Sorry, I said million hair. My hair strands, not money.
I don't really know much about investing. So, like, if they're about to merge, should I buy it and do I get like part of stock? Like, will the stock go up if Disney buys it, or does it get refunded to me and I have to buy Disney stock?
What'll happen is your stock will be part of Disney stock, so it'll add value to it, and then you sell it, and you keep your winnings and pay taxes on those.
But you said it's at $3 now.
Let me see. I'll tell you what it was at today. Now this is a COVID year. Yeah, it's at 352 right now. It dropped 4 cents today.
Like a stone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Mo, do you
just about fold, right?
I'm sorry?
So it's like, if I buy it, it will definitely go up, right? The company's not about to fold, are they?
They're not gonna fold. They have the problem with it is a lot of their stuff is licensing, and that incurs a lot of debt. And part of, like, when you talk about stocks, it's about the value, not about income, and debt affects your value. So here's the thing: if Disney buys them, they would get rid of all that debt, and that automatically would add value, as on top of it being part of a subsidiary of Disney. So that's where, like, people, when Howard signed over to Satellite, he signed the deal. They bought it. Like, the stock went up to like $25 overnight, but now it's still back at. I mean, it's still been at 62. Because it costs a lot of money to run these fucking satellites. The geosynchronous 8 geosynchronous satellites cost a lot to do, and there's maintenance and operational costs. And that stock never should have been $25 with the amount of debt and maintenance they had. So of course it dropped down to, like, for a day trader, he would have made a killing, but for a conservative investor, that wasn't a good one to get. And IDW might be, like, I think the value it has now is the value you're going to have unless something drastic happens.
So you're saying I could take my entire IRA and invest it in IDW?
No, I would not say that.
IDW publishes all the Hasbro stuff.
Yeah, but that's a lot of debt because they don't have any control about it. They don't make merchandising based on what they do, If you could get, if they could sell the shirts of the Transformers covers and art and just make their own little line of clothing and sell it even out like JCPenney or some shit, that would add value. Which I guess I should tell Alan about that next time. Alan is the guy that my representative in the company, because of COVID I can't go there, so he has my power of attorney. So I tell them, like, these are the suggestions I want over there. But
if the stock price drops, don't see it as a loss. See it as it's at a discount. That's the time to buy.
But on this one, unless it actually goes under, it's not going to drop below 350. Like with COVID, it got to 350, but it got to 350 from 450. But it got to 450 from like 12 or 7. From 5 years ago, you know what I mean? So they've been dropping. They had a games division and everything. So it's I didn't want to get into a financial segment here on Fantastic Forum, even though it's an F, so it can go with it. But 5. I would give Sandman, Locke Key about a 3 out of 5.
I'll say this real quick, Joe. If the stock is at $3, and let's say IDW were to, for some reason, drop, and now it's like at a penny, like for $20, you could own IDW. You would own their properties.
But see, that's the thing. Here's the thing. That's where you're wrong. Because if it drops that, you lose $20 because after a while, it's not traded anymore. It's just an entity, and then
what I'm saying is
it's never going to go up. It's just done.
Right, but then you own those properties. I think THQ.
But they don't have any properties. That's the problem. If they had properties, if it was like, let's say, like, the only one you could like make a killing like that and would drop like that would be like your Marvel or DC Not even Dark Horse, because none of it is like it's all either creator owned or licensed, and
Yeah.
that's not going to give you any value. That's part of why these companies are valued so low compared to, like, that's why Disney's not rushing to buy Image. Like,
See, okay, I
you know?
see the misunderstanding here. The misunderstanding here is that you think I'm thinking about smart investing. No. It's all my vanity. I want to be able to tell people, hey, I own IDW,
No,
and then have them Google what IDW has done. It's like, oh shit, he owns that. They don't have to know that the company is not worthless.
I understand. That's why I bought IDW at $355. Yeah. Like, you know, and if it goes to 5, it's good. This is a vanity project for me. Like, I when they hold in-person investor days, I want to go. Yeah, when they hold a vote, I want to have my vote. Like, you know what? I'm gonna be a part of this. You know, I like what IDW is doing. We're gonna get to IDW next. Anybody have any final thoughts on Sandman, Locke Key?
No.
Okay. Now, speaking of the IDW, another IDW book is The Last Ronin. And that, if they could lock in that merchandising on that, movie rights on that, like, I would have them buy the movie rights to that, and then we'll take it from there. That would add value to this company. But Joe, why don't you tell us about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin?
Okay, so Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin is a comic book.
I agree.
It's easier when someone else does it because then I can go through my tabs.
Oh.
So it's a comic book. It's based on a script that Eastman and Laird wrote in '87. They kind of messed around and put this like future story together, like the story. And so they went back, got those scripts, a note, and put them together, and they made The Last Ronin. It's about the last Ninja Turtle going on a quest to avenge his family against the grandson of the Shredder. And yeah, it's good. Like, I don't know how spoilery we're getting, but it's good.
I'm down to get spoilery.
Okay.
It's been out for a couple weeks.
All right.
Or 1 week. 1 week, I guess, actually, right? Because it came out last week. But that's fine. Go for it.
Tiger Cloud, tell us when it came out. So, yeah, so it basically starts out with the last Ninja Turtle, and he's got the voices of his brothers in his head, and they're kind of helping him infiltrate New York. Getting past guards, not drawing attention to himself. He's monologuing and like listening to these voices, all in this like revenge plot to avenge his family. And he does eventually get to the base of Hiroto, I think his name is, and he's forced to retreat, and he kind of wants to give up to commit seppuku, but he's so beat up that he can't do it. And it's really good. Like, the flow of the story feels so classic.
Mm-hmm.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
And the artwork is great. I wouldn't say necessarily that it's reminiscent of the old style,
Right.
but it does still kind of invoke those feelings of the old style.
Mm-hmm.
And Let me try this again. See if you can see what I'm talking about. Like, yeah. So it's like really good. Like the colors and the designs for New York, all really good. Well done. So, what did you guys think?
I really enjoyed this book a lot, and I was just thinking, well, look, IDW should get the movie rights for this, but again, back speaking to their debt, you're right in the picture that Nickelodeon, it's licensed from Nickelodeon because they have the rights. But I really enjoyed the story a lot, and one of the dynamics that I liked in it was the lone turtle. You didn't know who he was 100%. You had an idea, and it plays out, and then eventually you find out. And Joe, I know I talked to you about this, where it's like, is it just me from not reading TMNT comics like that I just can't know who he is, or is it a mystery? And Joe, you said that it's kind of a mystery, but there's clues, and you can find them. And I know, Larry, did you feel like that was a true statement? Like, did you have?
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, I do feel like there are definitely clues, and I do feel like there's definitely parts in the story where I feel like they even try to throw you off a little bit to make you feel like, okay, like, because obviously each of the Ninja Turtles kind of has like their own, not kind of has, they all have their own voice. And I will say that obviously, we're talking about Eastman and Layard here, the original creators. And so there's some people that, when they think about Ninja Turtles, they think strictly about like the cartoon. And while, like the cartoon takes some inspiration from Eastman and Layard, it definitely does its own thing and exaggerates some stuff. And there's some parts of the cartoon that I think have become part of the Ninja Turtle mythos. And there's some parts of the comic that maintain throughout, even, despite the cartoon. And I feel like, like this plays with some of those expectations. This book plays with some of those expectations where it's like they throw in a little bit of dialogue here or there that makes you feel like, oh, well, that's this turtle talking, or that's that turtle talking. And so I will say that I felt from the beginning that I had a good idea who it is, like who this last turtle was. And I felt like, I believed that my expectations were or that my guess was confirmed by the end of this book. However, it's issue 1, and it's like, technically speaking, there's a lot of book left that, to go ahead and subvert our expectations and whatnot. And, I can't say for certain or definitively like, okay, that is definitely who this turtle is, but it's who I thought it was. And yeah, it's a great book, man. Like if you're a Ninja Turtle fan, you gotta read this. You have, and here's the thing, I went to the comic book store and I bought this joint, and this is a $9 book. It's oversized. What? Oh yeah. It's like, oh, hold on, let me grab it real quick. It's right here. But it's an oversized.
What cover
book.
did you get?
Huh?
What cover did you get?
I got that's look up.
You got the reflective light cover.
I got this one.
Because there's 70 different covers.
Yeah, I do know that
cover, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the regular cover. The stand, or at least as far as I know, it's the standard cover.
No. The standard cover is the red and black one.
Oh, then I don't know which cover this is then.
Oh, yeah, that's probably what you got too. Let me see. It just looks different.
It's not the standard cover?
Maybe I misunderstood. No. Man, do you not know which turtle that is yet?
I do.
Okay.
I think I do.
Well, I mean, I think it is like they named the turtle. There's no ambiguity. They say the turtle's name. by the end of this book.
I mean, yes and no, right?
No, they say the name.
I don't know if I agree with that.
The name. Open that book and go to where that turtle is in the bed.
Yeah.
They say his name.
I'm not saying they don't say that turtle's name, but that's obviously not. I mean, or well, okay,
It's
no,
said
I
by
guess
somebody that knows the turtles. It's not like a random stranger just guesses.
okay. No, that's fair. That's fair. You're right. You're right. You're right.
How spoiler are we getting here? I'm not gonna say the turtle's name.
Yeah. No,
Can I say who names the turtle?
I would say leave it. I would say leave it. You're right. You're right.
But they do give the turtle's name.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is, to me personally, a surprise. Like that's not the turtle that I thought we got from this story. The way it's done, I enjoyed it because it's Ninja Turtles being ninjas.
Mm-hmm.
And while I enjoyed the TV shows and a lot of the stuff that I've seen from Ninja Turtles in the past, they're all like just fun, campy adventures. And to see like a serious story is all interesting to me. Like the last animated movie, which I forget the name of now, but it's the one where Raph was like trying to be Batman.
Yeah, it was just TMNT.
Okay, yeah, like that one. I like the part where Raph was out on his own doing some stuff. Like I enjoy all that. So this book is a Ninja Turtle being a ninja and kind of reflecting back on losing his brothers while he's on his revenge mission. It's just all kinds of good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's definitely like I think it's like Jay said it well in saying that it's definitely reminiscent of the OG Turtles. I mean, obviously you have the original creators, so it has like that flavor to it. But at the same time, it's definitely its own thing, and so it's not like it's not like it has the flavor, but it's definitely it's its own thing. Like it doesn't look like OG Ninja Turtles, but it definitely has like a feel of it. So, and then here's like just a size comparison if you guys can see that. Like this is like New Mutants, the regular comic, and then it's slightly bigger, but at the same time, like I said, like huh?
It's not oversized. It's just like it's just slightly bigger.
I mean, isn't that what oversized means?
Does it still fit in the same board and bag?
Nope.
Okay, then it is oversized.
Yeah. Like, this is a standard board and bag, which it's hard.
Black label.
But yeah, it definitely can't. It does. There's no board and bag that is this size.
There is.
Huh?
There is, because all my DC Black Label stuff is board and bag.
But the board, but this is smaller than that.
Yeah, but that's like 70s style, like Bronze Age sizing. So you get a Bronze Age board and bag.
Oh, is it a Bronze Age
book? Or Silver Age, one of those. Like the size.
Okay, well maybe that's this book, because the DC Black stuff is technically considered magazine size.
Yeah, it's definitely not a magazine size, but it's different. So I don't know. I'm not sure what size it is, but it's bigger and it has more pages. Like by no means, and I think this comes out. Does this come out quarterly or bi-monthly? It's not monthly.
I know the second issue comes out January. I don't remember when this one came out.
It came out last week.
No, it didn't.
It didn't come out last week?
No,
it came out like a month. Yeah. Because Tiger Claw, like I kind of like committed Joe to doing a one shot for it because Tiger Claw brought it up, but
I read it at least a month ago. Like I didn't read it for this week's show.
Well, then if that's the case, then then it must be at least bi-monthly then.
Oh, that's why yours looks like that then.
Looks like what?
like yours is the original cover, but it doesn't look like the original cover. You got the second printing.
Maybe that's what it is. It doesn't say second printing.
Does it say first printing?
No, but it doesn't say first printing usually.
Yeah, it does.
What?
Well, if you're not first, you're last, Larry.
It doesn't, like a book. A first printing book doesn't say first printing.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. It's just the first printing.
Canada.
A second printing will say second printing, but a first printing doesn't say first printing.
That's not true.
Well, but why would it say first printing if they don't even know if they're gonna get a second printing?
Because it's always the first printing.
The IDW listing has it on October 2020.
Oh, damn! So it's like, yeah, it is quarterly.
Yeah, it says that inside the book too.
Oh, that's quarterly?
No, that it came out October 2020.
Oh, okay.
Well, out of all the covers, my favorite is, of course, the white cover, which is $100 on eBay.
Yeah,
Like-
that's ridiculous. 100, like for $100, there better be art on it. Like I bought white covers with art. I bought white covers with art for $30.
I think you could only get it if you ordered like 100 issues or something.
Wow. Well, listen, I wouldn't be mad at wanting to own the white cover of this book, even though, like the sketch cover, but even though I don't know if I would spend 100. At the same time, I'm the guy that was like, damn, $9. I'm like, should I buy this? And I'm like, yeah, I should buy it.
Well, Mo is the white cover guy of the group, and my usual question to you is, who would you want to draw on it, and what would you like them to draw?
Well, I would like him to draw like a panel type, pose of the character, and this one's a no-brainer. Usually, I have to think of like which artist do I like, which artist have I been following. This is a no-brainer. I would get Frank Miller to do it. Like,
that's interesting. That's not the way I would have gone.
That's Frank Miller. Okay.
Well, the thing is, Ninja Turtles were kind of like a spoof of Frank Miller's like ninja stuff that he was doing with the hand and all that.
Oh no, artistically I agree with you. It's just my wall just kind of threw up at me.
Oh yeah, I was just like, how much was that? Even?
Well, look, you didn't say like it's just who I would like to have it, like not who would I pay.
No, and you're right. I would rather hear like the I would rather hear the dream than I would.
Go ahead.
Look, that's how expensive it was. It froze out in place.
Yeah.
I would rather hear the dream cover that you would want to get as opposed to what you can get, because look,
Frank, if you play that game, then the answer is always Jim Lee, isn't it?
No.
First of all, I at my age, I won't live long enough for it to be done. That's a young man's game.
Sorry, Jim.
No, that's sorry.
Jim Lee commissions are a young man's game. That's too funny, man.
Great, but like, it's got to mean something. Like, if it were me, I would get Stan Sakai.
That's another good one. Yeah, man. I would love to see that.
That's probably a little bit more economical too.
In fact,
a lot more, but a little more.
I would get Stan Sakai to do my Lone Wolf and Cub white cover.
That makes sense.
Like, cause that's kind of like, I love, like Frank Miller loves ninjas. Yeah, like he drew the covers for all the Lone Wolf and Cub like mini books from Dark Horse, and like I would like to see him do a Ninja Turtles for that reason. But yeah, Stan Sakai is another great one. I would love to see that.
Yeah. But I will say, just going back to Last Ronin, the book's great. And,
well, you didn't answer who you would want to do your white cover.
Oh.
I guess Jim Lee or somebody.
Honestly, I would probably like try to see if like Eastman and Lyard will do it. Like, just go with the OGs.
No Joe Q?
Nah. Not that I have anything wrong with, like, I like Joe Q's art, but I don't want him drawing Ninja Turtles for me.
I would figure you'd want the Hack Ross doing your cover.
No, listen. Look, Alex Ross is amazing, but what? Like, have you ever seen Alex Ross do a Ninja Turtle?
No, but I love his Shuma Gorath.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but see, look, I feel like Shuma Gorath is probably like, I don't know if I want a photorealistic Ninja Turtle. Like, that joint doesn't sound like the business.
But a photorealistic Shredder might be pretty cool.
Well, yeah, but I might get, like, Shredder's not in that book.
You're right.
So, you know.
But you do love Alex Ross a lot.
We all, listen, Joe, I don't know why you keep saying that to me like I'm the only one. Like, I'm the lone Alex Ross fan. Like, all of us love Alex Ross, including you. And you don't know it. I don't know why you don't know this. I don't know what made you not remember. But it's like, Alex Ross is good. I don't know why you pretend like he's not.
Creepy. Photorealistic art is creepy in general. And he's so good at it that it just makes it all super creepy. He draws. Like, I only like it when he draws, like, monsters and creatures.
Got it. Okay.
You're gonna like this Alex Ross Ninja Turtles if my internet doesn't slow down too much.
I've never seen that. Has he actually drawn them?
Yeah, it's a little weird, but I'm gonna show it to you. I'll put it up as soon as I can.
While you're looking for it, Tiger Claw chat says you guys also need to read the regular IDW TMNT comics. They're getting good. And you're right. It's definitely something I want to do. Like,
yeah, me too.
My dream, like, I'm so behind on all the comics that I want to be reading. Like, I have to pick and choose. But especially because this pandemic has just kicked my ass as far as work. And so once everything is better, I can buy more stuff. But TMNT is definitely on my list. G.I. Joe, Transformers are on my list. Lumberjanes, Giant Days are on my list.
Yeah. All quality stuff. Have we vamped enough, Mo?
Yeah.
We have it.
No, I have it here. I have to
Tugger Claw says, in the comics now, a section of New York is populated by mutant animals. That's after Old Hop dropped the mutagen bomb, which mutated the people into mutant animals.
I mean,
that's the story.
I put the link in private chat.
That was the plot for Pokemon or Detective Pikachu.
Yeah. The picture I thought was Ninja Turtles wasn't. It was from an 80s art forum, and it was Alex Ross doing Master of the Universe, which was actually really good too. But I found this Alex Ross Ninja Turtles. That's not it.
That's not Alex Ross.
Might be.
I know Alex Ross, and that is not Alex Ross.
They rate the skateboard because they're so fat?
Yeah, because they eat pizza. Big Man CJS says Wolverine? ? At least I think that's what he says. Yeah. We should We should
just rate it.
Rate it, yeah.
Oz, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin. How many friggin' Ninja Turtles out of 5 would you give it?
5. The art was great. The story is compelling. Makes me want to pick up issue 2. Yeah, it's just great. Huge turtle fan like that, but I really enjoyed this book. So, 5. Go get it.
Yeah, Moses Magnum. What would you rate it?
5 out of 5 too, man. This is the perfect book. Like, even the price, I don't mind the price. The only if I can't even knock it off a point that the white cover wasn't just a standard thing, like it's a limited thing, but I would want the white cover. And but yeah, it's a good story. It makes me want to be a Ninja Turtles fan. So
Mm-hmm.
this is like the true mark. You know, anybody ever wondering if it's a good jumping on point, like you're gonna have a good time here, and it's not jumping on in the point sense that you're gonna want. You know, it'll tell you enough about the previous story and moving forward, as much as like this will make you get into the other stuff. If you needed the kick in the ass to get you to read Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles book, this would be it.
Jay, what would you rate TMNT The Last Ronin?
I would give it a 5 out of 5. I love this book. I love the artwork. I love some of the moments, like when the turtle is laying out all the weapons. I showed the page earlier, and that is just an amazing page to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could feel everything he's going through
Mm-hmm.
in that moment. And then even after that, man, I don't remember if I showed that part, but I think I did mention he does try to kill himself.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it's rough, man. It's great. Like
I didn't even get to that point.
Say again?
You gotta keep reading that.
No, I read it. I read it and I loved it. The Harukare moment, like I thought was fucking amazing. And you know, as much as I talk about this book being amazing, like that wasn't like I didn't talk about that, but that alone is just amazing.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good. Like you're right. Like I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also give it 5 out of 5. Obviously, at this point, it's an amazing book. I think whether you're a Ninja Turtle fan or not, I think you can appreciate this joint. Look, this book is so good that I would buy a second copy of it in black and white. Like I would love to see like this in black and white, just to have like that old school kind of Ninja Turtle feel on another level. And like I said, I would buy it again for $9. just for that, because it's that good. It seems like it's going to be one of these definitive kind of Ninja Turtle stories. It's one of these things where if they start making Ninja Turtle movies again, I can't imagine that this won't be in the mix at some point somewhere when somebody's like, oh well, we're going to make one last Ninja Turtle movies with our franchise rights before they revert back to whoever. So you know, yeah, it's good stuff, man. I'm in. I don't even know how many issues this is. I'm
5.
assuming 5. There you go. Why did you say 3 and he say 5?
I thought it was 3, but
either way, whether it's 3 or 5, I'm in for $9 a pop for every one of them.
Wait, $9 or $9.99?
It's $8.99.
$8.99. Okay, all right.
Are the other covers going to be white too?
I don't know. I mean, I think it depends. It depends on.
Well, you know what? As a shareholder, I demand white cover issues of all 5 issues for me.
Well, there you go. You
Write
your congressman.
Text Alan. No, I'm a shareholder of IDW. Like, I'm
Write your board member.
Yeah, Alan.
Board member.
Alan.
Alan. Damn it, Alan.
He's my liaison. You know, he lost his job. He quit as our PR guy last week, and I hired him on to IDW. I put in a good word for him.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
There it is. All right.
He must have seen the rough cut of the one shots.
He's like, what's this with the 2 dicks?
Actually, I've been working on one with 2 dicks on it that just pissed me off.
All right. It's about that time to get out of here. So let's do that. You know, keeping things to a tight 220. You know how we
tight
do.
Tight 2.
Tight 220. 222. 222. Two.
Hold on, this thing's not playing.
It's okay, bro.
All right, we're gonna have to do it here.
I'm just have to start saying the word vamp. All right. Oz, why don't you give some final thoughts, buddy?
We talk a lot about like and subscribe, and that's very important to do. Definitely like and subscribe wherever the buttons are. But also, we are available on Podbean. I believe all the links you need are on fantasticforum.live. So if you want to listen to us while you're driving, or just soothe you to sleep at night, check us out on the audio version on Podbean.
There it is. All right, Moses Madam, give us some final thoughts, buddy.
Yeah, again, like and subscribe. We got other stuff coming down the pipeline. Not yet. Sorry.
Okay.
I had it better logistically, and for some reason it wouldn't play.
I
got that button. Hold on.
Hey, you do it. You do
I
it.
don't know if it'll. But okay.
Yeah, play it. Oh, there you go. I don't know how it'll sound in the finished product, but we'll find out. Look, subscribe and like all that for all this greatness. There's more coming.
Jay, final thoughts, buddy.
All right, so you read The Last Ronin. If you want to pair it with something, pair it with the DC animated movie Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. More turtle goodness plus Batman. The movie does great characterization for the four turtles. Some cool little Batman fan service type stuff. Donatello and Batgirl get into it over science stuff. But it's great. And it definitely pairs well with TMNT The Last Ronin.
There you go.
I can't keep hitting this button. Go.
For the entire Fantastic Forum, thanks so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate you. We'll be back next week. Until then, we're out.